next is step 4 in my transition that I made from transitioning from a heel strike to a midfoot strike. The thing that I did was I inserted walk breaks into my running instead of trying to run for the whole time. And this is something I do now even after I made the transition. Walk breaks are very good to insert into your running just to kind of help decrease the injuries. The ratio is different for everybody, whatever you feel comfortable with. I've kind of settled on a 4-to-1 ratio of a walk break. I run for 4 minutes and I walk for about 45 seconds. So it's roughly a 4-to-1 ratio. It's different for different people. You might want to start out with a different ratio for you as you make the transition, just to kind of play with it, see what works best for you. But I would definitely recommend inserting walk breaks to your running. There's little timers you can get that will beep, and you can set up your own different ratio where it will beep for you. Like at 4 minutes it'll beep, and then it'll beep again like 45 to a minute after. You can set to whatever you want basically. So the timer that I use, it beeps at 4 minutes, and then 45 seconds later it beeps again to tell me to start running again. So I think it's called a Gym Boss. There's all kinds of different ones out there. You can Google it and find them out there. But I would definitely insert walk breaks into your running to help decrease the injury and any chances of any major injuries that you might have. So highly recommend inserting walk breaks as step 4. Okay, step 5, my recommendation is just another recommendation. Step 5 would be starting off very, very slow. The problem that I ran into is I started off too quickly and I had some major calf and Achilles pain and I almost gave up. So definitely start slow, and no matter what you're running, if you're used to running in heeled shoes, definitely start slow. And I would recommend, I know you're going to think this is crazy, especially if you're a runner, and I'm a runner and I did it and learned the hard way. But I would recommend starting off with a half a mile in your zero-drop shoes if you choose to go that route. Half a mile every other day for at least the first week. That way it will give you an idea of how your calves are dealing with it and how your Achilles tendon is dealing with it, whether you've stretched enough or you need to stretch more. So I would recommend just doing a half mile every other day for at least the first week or two, and then gradually increase it, maybe no more than 10% total mileage per week. That will be my recommendation. Start off slow, that way you're not going to run into some of the injuries that I ran into, which I'll talk about briefly here in a minute. So that's the next step. Start off slow, half a mile every other day for the first week to 2 weeks. And step 6, pretty much the last step. It's not really another step, it's just more encouragement. I want to encourage you not to give up, because there were so many times that I almost did give up actually running, because I never thought I was going to be able to run injury-free. I'm not one of those runners who's out there for so much for time. I just wanted to be able to run injury-free as long as I wanted to and as far as I wanted to. I realize I'm never going to win a marathon or even a 5K or place in a 5K. But I wanted to be able to run injury-free and enjoy the sport of running. And I hear so many people just talk about their injuries that they've had, and I decided to try and make this transition. It took me a year and a half to make the transition, and I'm past that now, and I'm running injury-free. It's been quite a few months since I've had any type of an injury at all, and before that I was, it was a number of weeks and I would have an injury, and then another few weeks and I would have another type of injury, have to take time off. Now I don't have to take any time off, and I can run pretty much as far as I want to without any type of pain other than the normal, tiredness from running. So I want to encourage you to try to at least stay with it, because if you do make the transition and realize that that was your problem and you don't have, and the knee pain and the ankle pain is gone, it will be so much worth it. The calf pain, it took me 8 months for my calf pain to go away. Now that doesn't mean it was excruciating calf pain. That was probably in the first month to month and a half, but that went away gradually. So the calf pain will take you a while to go away. I can almost guarantee it if you're transitioning right and you're really using a midfoot or forefoot strike and really transitioning with zero-drop shoes. But the calf pain was always there, and I had to do a lot of rolling on my ankles like I demonstrated earlier with the rolling pin. but now the calf pain is completely gone. I can run. I ran a marathon recently and didn't have any calf pain afterwards, other than the normal pain from running a marathon, but it wasn't any type of severe calf pain. It was just general body soreness after you run a marathon. So I encourage you to stick with it, and hopefully this will help you alleviate some of your knee pain and some of your ankle problems if nothing else has worked for you. But if things are working for you, hopefully you haven't watched this far, because I don't want you to change anything. If you're not having any of these problems, don't switch your foot strike. But this is just for those people who want to try to make this transition, because this is how our bodies have evolved to run, is with more of a midfoot strike. And to prove this, if you take your shoes off and run barefoot on any type of concrete or pavement, your body will tell you how it has evolved to run, because you cannot land with your heel without excruciating pain on concrete. The way your foot will land is you will land with your midfoot, and your heel will barely touch, like I demonstrated in the video earlier. If any of you have children, or look at young children playing in barefoot, watch how they run. That's how our bodies have evolved to run. They all land. I watch my daughters run all the time, and they're flip-flops and on the barefoot on the concrete and things like that. And I'm trying to encourage them to continue that, because my daughter keeps asking me, when can she start running with me? And I keep telling her, as soon as you can fit into a pair of zero-drop shoes. So stick with it, and I think you'll be worth it. And let me know. I would love to hear any comments on whether this has been helpful or not, or if you think this is crazy. I welcome all comments about my videos, good or bad, just to kind of see what people think, and if they're helping people, or if they're not helping people, or if I gave some bad advice. I want to know. So good luck, and I hope you can make the transition. It will be well worth it, I promise you. Thanks.